Hi guys, welcome to the video. In this video, we will be doing the setup of gRPC gateway using Golang. gRPC, as you must be knowing, is a high-performant open source universal RPC framework by Google, I guess. I'm not sure though about that. Okay. We will be using gRPC gateway. So if you want to have a quick introduction about gRPC gateway, you can go to the GitHub, and then there in this GitHub you will find this link gRPC Gateway. If you want to have a quick introduction about what this is, this project aims to provide that HTTP JSON interface to your gRPC service. So when you write APIs that using gRPC, you might have observed the API response is not in JSON. And there might be scenarios where you have public APIs that you want to expose publicly, and you want to keep the format of that in JSON. So for that, you can use gRPC Gateway. It will convert your RPC to a JSON format, to a human readable format, which can come handy in several scenarios. So we'll get started. But before we do that, uh, I want you to make sure that all the values are set up. I mean, all your env values are set up. So to do that, we can quickly have a look at my zshrc file. So here, if you see, these are the values that you need to have set up. So I have installed my Go using Homebrew. So these values are compatible for my installation. So I have GOROOT here. And yeah, this is the value that you have to give in case you have installed using Homebrew. But if you have installed natively, you can follow the instructions to set up the appropriate variables. Now, GOPATH is where your projects should exist. So I have this my Go projects present in Home projects, and inside that I have created a Go directory. So there I will be creating this project as well. I have a Go binary path, which will be same as your Go path, and then slash bin, and a path. So I'll paste these values in the description so you can refer to them. And I can exit this. So if I go through the README here also it says that while installation, you should have all these values be available in your Go binary, and we have to install all these things. So let's get started. So the first thing I'll do is I'll go inside my projects directory. Inside that, I'll go into Go, and I can create a directory. I'll call it Go gRPC Gateway Setup. Okay, and I go Gateway Setup, and I'll open my VS Code inside. So we are starting with an empty directory here, as you can see. The first thing that we should do is we need to initialize it with an empty Go thing. So setup. Okay, so this gives us the go.mod file. Now we can start following the instructions. Before that, it is always a good idea to create two folders. So first folder is called proto, where we will be creating our proto files, and another can be proto-gen. So this is where all the compiled, proto buffer files are created. So it's a good idea to have it like this. Inside Protogen, I can create another folder, Golang. So I will generate the dependencies that is specific to Golang. And inside Proto, let me call it my service for now, or we will have example here. So let's go through these. Compile from sources. So it says we have to install these dependencies. So let's install these first. Come back to our code and we'll run the install. It is asking us to install to add it in this way. So, okay, let me go get these one by one. Okay, now we have all these. This will place all four binaries in your Go binary folder. So let's check that actually. So let's echo the path of this. This is our Go binary link. So what I'll do is I'll cd inside this. and I'll ls cd bin. I don't think it is installed. Let me do this way. I'll I have done go get for all this. I'll run the install command again. Go install requires a version which currently is not a module. Okay. So here I was inside the bin directory, right? I think because of that it did not install. I opened a new terminal, and in this new terminal I am in the current directory where my project is. And there I ran the install command and it worked. Let me do ls again, and you can see I have these four dependencies now present in my bin folder. So make sure before you proceed further, this condition is satisfied. I'll close this terminal. Okay, so downloading the binaries, that is done. So now we will create our proto file. So your service.proto will follow the same example. So instead of my service, I'll call it your service, and I'll create this proto file your service.proto, and I'll paste it. So we can follow the same thing. Package, I'm not sure whether we need it, so we can clean that. And go package. So here in go package, we need to provide the path where our compiled protobuf will be present. Okay, so I'll remove the GitHub. Uh, the path that we gave here in go.mod was this. So I'll copy this from here and I can place it here. Now we have created this protogen and Golang folder, right? In that folder we will be placing our dependencies. I mean the compiled binaries. So I'll give the path of that. So this is fine. We can leave it as it is. Here, this is how we create our proto file. Now to create gRPC stubs, either you can do it using buff package, you can run buff generate, or we can use protoc. So I will be using protoc. And instead of writing the code directly, what I'll do is I'll create a make file. So that way it will be easier for us to read. So let me call it protoc. And I'll copy the command here. So first we need to cd inside the protoc directory because this is where our command will be run, and I'll paste it here. Now, here the output will be pasted in dot gen dot slash gen slash go, but in our case it is protogen. So I'll rename this. This is okay, and this also I will rename. Now I wanted to compile all the proto files that are present in, so we can leave it as it is also, that is, it won't be any problem. But what we can do is we can ask it to include all the proto files, and to do that, I think mm, this is the right thing. We'll see. So what I'll do is I'll run the make proto command. There is some issues here. Oh, sorry, go out. No such file or directory. So we are inside this, right? Proto. So we are when we did cd proto, we came inside this directory, and our protogen is it is present in one directory above. So what we'll do is we simply add one dot here. It will come out and it will go inside Golang. It's not Go, it's Golang. That is also you need to fix. Now let's try running it. cd proto. Oh, sorry, this is cd proto. My bad. Let's give it another try. Oh, it worked. Great. So now we have our compiled buffer available here. Great. Now coming back to the manual, implement your service in gRPC as usual. So we have to implement our service, gRPC service. So what we can do is we can create a new package yeah, service. I'll call it service.go, and you have to do package service. Uh, For that, what we can refer to is I have to implement this, right? So I'll use ChatGPT. I'll copy this and I'll go to ChatGPT. Slow for some reason. Okay, so I'll say you are a Golang expert, Golang and gRPC expert. This is my proto file. Create a gRPC server, start gRPC server for this. So this will give us our mock code. I'll paste this in the description so you can copy it directly from there. It is asking us to install all these things that we have already done. Okay, so this is what we actually want. We can copy this and come back to our service. So we'll make some modification. This is not the main package. This is the service package that we want. And here we have to import our generated PB file. So for that, what we can do is Wikipedia, and this is correct. Okay, great. Now server, this is fine. This is okay. So instead of function main, I'll call it start gRPC server. And this function needs to be exported from here. We will be calling this function from our main.go. Okay, I think we are good to go here. Cool, let's create our main.go as well. Main.go and follow our instructions. So I'll close this window. So step 3 is done. Now generate reverse proxy using this. At this point, we have three options. Let's see. Instead of default mapping, I prefer this using with custom annotations. So uh, this helps. Like using this, we can use this Google API.htdp. I find it simpler and easier to understand. So I'll be following this. I'll copy this import and go back to my proto file. So here it is asking us to import this. And our service, we have to update it like this. You can remove it and paste it here. Okay, save format document. Okay, so to understand this, what you can see is here only we specify the route of our API. So slash v1 slash example slash echo. So in a way it becomes easier to understand. Like whenever you are defining your APIs, there only you can see the route. So I like this in a way. Okay, I will not fix this a little. Okay, yeah, this looks better now. Now, another thing is this import, it is not currently present. So what we also have to do is we have to add these imports manually. So to do that, I think here only they might have given that description. Yeah, so if you are using proto to generate stubs, you need to ensure the required dependencies are available for the compiler at the compile time, right? So, and here's what our product execution might look like. So it is asking us to update the execution command also. So I'll go to our make file. I'll paste it here. First, as usual, we have to do cd proto, and then gRPC gateway out. We have to update our output path as well. I'll copy this and paste it here. That's it. And here I will copy this one and paste it here. So I can remove this. So now if I try to compile it, I will get an error because obviously these dependencies, I have not provided it. Make proto, nothing to be done for proto. What does that mean? Do I need to remove this? Protogen, delete. What went wrong now? Output is protogen, Golang, gRPC gateway of paths equal to make nothing to be done for proto. Or maybe I think it could be because of the instead of error we are getting, like instead of showing an actual error, we are might be seeing that. So to be on the safer side, let's do one thing. Inside our proto file, what we'll do is we'll add Google, we will add API, and now we need these files. So one by one, I'll go search it in Google, and I'll get the first link most probably will be what you need. So this is annotations.proto. So inside this, I'll create annotations.proto, and I'll paste it, close it, come back to the second file. In the first link, open that. We open the other links as well in new tabs. Okay, now copy this. This is field underscore behavior dot photo. I'll come here, field underscore behavior dot proto, and paste it, close. Next is http dot proto. So I'll come here again, http dot proto. I'll copy this. This is also done. And lastly, we have http body.proto. Copy this, http body.proto, and I'll paste it. So now I have provided all the files it needed. So let me try running the command again. I think there is some other error here. What is it? Let's try to understand. cd proto. Is it? What was the last command? Look like, so it looked like this. So this way we can compare the last one and this one. CD proto and then proto I looks fine only. gRPC gateway out. Here's what a protocol execution might look like. Or do we have to do it separately? gRPC gateway out, path source relative. Well, let's give it another try. Let's go run it. What do we get? Caused by spaces before the command in makefile. Ah, please make sure. I think yeah, it is because of an indentation issue. I also think that. Do we have any additional space anywhere? We are in the root directory. What happens if we run the last command again? Can we comment it out and run make for talk? This is working. If we run again, yeah, it still works. It is not acknowledging the command only that we had given it. So something, some issues there. Make protalk, nothing to be done for protalk. Let me Google, ask ChatGPT about this error as well. Have been changed touch. They're asking us to check the version of that. It is installed. Clean the generated files. Verbose make output. Okay, what did we get here? Looking for an implicit rule, make file, try pattern. Is it not able to find the make file only? Successful remake target file protoc. Must remake target protoc. The is also looking different. Let me fix the error first. Make clean. See that? Hidden for protoc. I'll fix the error and get back soon. Yeah, it works now. It was something related to some space issue only. So I mean indentation issue only. So nothing major. I think you might not even face this problem. So I'll have cleared it. I'll try to run it once again. And when I run that, you can see I have your service pb.go file generated. So this is good. Now let's come back. We can close this one. This is done. We don't need this. Now write an entry point for the HTTP reverse proxy. So I'll copy this. This is what will go in our main file. Now here one thing I would like to tell you is first of all we have to update this. So let's do that before we proceed. So go.mod, we'll copy this and we have to give the path to our protobuf. So Golang and slash your service also. Okay. Now it is expecting our gRPC server to be started at port number 9090. So we can go back to our service file and we can specify port 9090. Here also I'll tell it 9090. Okay, we'll come back to our main file. So here, so there is a function called register your service handler. So the format of this function is like register and handler from endpoint. So these are the key, you can say these are keywords. So whatever your service name is. So in our case, the name of our service was your service. That is what is replaced here, your service. So for example, if it let me split the terminal and come back here. So for example, if our service name was your service Git, it would have been your service Git handler from endpoint. That's a minor thing that I wanted you to be aware of. Okay, now I think rest things are good. Yeah, we have to import the server also here. So that I'll do here. Server. The package name is service. Okay, it's service. So service dot it it is not it did not pick up that. Oh, this is slash service. For some reason, it did not pick it up automatically. Fine, we will import it manually. The path is this and Golang setup service. This is our path. So service dot name of our function is start gRPC server. And I'll call that. Now let's try running go run main.go. We get a bunch of errors. It is asking us to install the missing dependencies. So let's do go mod tidy and see if it happens automatically. It is trying to find a local module. So I think here in Golang, yeah. So what we have to do is we have to specify our service also. So your service. I'll exit this and I'll run the command again, go mod tidy. I think it's done this time. So go run main.go, undefined. We get a bunch of does it ask us to update with update the proto file, I mean the proto command again. Let me check that quickly. Just the gRPC gate. So this is our final proto command. So let's go back to our make file. I hope we don't see that issue again. So first, let's make the requirement adjustments. We have to update our path that we will do here. I think that's it. gRPC API can path to config. We don't have a config file. With proto gateway stub. Oh, this is referring to this one. Open API 2. And we are using OpenAPI to the optional generate OpenAPI definitions. Okay, this is optional command. Let's go back up here with custom annotations. That's what we are using. So this is okay. I think we might have to add what was there initially as well. So what I'll do is default mapping. No, this is not what we used here. So this is the command that we had initially, right? I'll copy this one and I'll do ask it to execute this one also. Let's see what is the output that we get. Paste it, paste it, and finally, I want you to be doing this as well. Now let's run our make command once again. Okay, now we got three files here, and our command ran successfully. So now let's go run main.go. Awesome. So this is what we had to do. I will have this repo pushed to, I mean, made public in GitHub, so you can refer to that as well. So now our server has started on port number 1990. So this is referring to our gRPC server. But here we started our actual server on 8 HTTP server on 8081. So let's try to hit that. I'll open Postman. Post. So our request is HTTP localhost 8081 slash what else? Our route is specified here. So it's slash v1 slash example slash echo. Okay, now in our it's a post command. So in raw, we can send JSON to it. And what is it expecting? It is expecting a string message called value. So let me call value and say hi Golang. Hmm. Is the issue 8081 slash v1 slash example slash echo. Localhost 9090. What happens if we visit localhost 9090? The server returned a malform response. Okay, it should be 8081 only, that is for sure. Let me open it in a browser. HTTP localhost 8081. Did our server start prop? Oh, I think here. Okay, gRPC, our service is here. Put that. Starting server on port 9090. Yeah, I think I got the problem. So here when we are starting the gRPC server, it is blocking the main thread when it comes here. So it does start the port number 9090, but it never starts our HTTP server. So to do that, what you can do is you can simply write Go. It will start a Go routine, and this will be started on a separate thread, and then our main thread will be running this. So now let's give it another try. Go run main.go. So now also it starts this on port 9090, and hopefully this also should have started. Now going back to our echo, and body is this, send. And yeah, so this is working now. Awesome. So this is all that I had for this video, and there's one more small thing that I would like to mention. So this was a post request, and when you are creating a database record or making any database operation or creating a record, usually the response that we expect is 201, but the default response that it returned is 200. Like this is the like in case of any success operation, 200 is the default response that HTTP or gRPC gateway returns us. If you want to modify this response, there are steps mentioned in the document, but it can be a bit tricky. So I'll make another video how you can, have a workaround and get a 201 response or any other response that you want other than the default response. So stay tuned for that. Thank you.